Hey everyone, I shared on my Instagram stories yesterday that chatbots are coming to Instagram DMs. I asked what you thought about it. So I just wanted to make a quick video and share my thoughts about the good, the bad, and what it actually means for you to have chatbots sliding into your DMs. When I asked what you all thought about it, the results were pretty mixed. My friends who work in the conversational AI industry could obviously see the potential in it right away, but a few were definitely concerned about what this is going to mean for brands and for the experiences out there. And same for the users. A lot of people were a little bit annoyed that they're going to be coming out, but some people could see that there could be value in it and wanted to know, what does this mean for my life? So let's dive into it. Starting out with the good. Currently, the majority of small businesses and brands are able to utilize what they call auto replies. What this means is when any user sends you a message, you can set up automatic responses for someone, but this actually isn't really doing anything. It's sort of spammy and there's no way to turn it off once you've actually started a conversation with a person. So the good in actually using what they call Instagram chatbots is that you will be able to actually have a back and forth conversation with someone that is automated. So what does this mean and who is it for? The majority of what we'll probably see this utilized for is for customer support and also for small businesses, primarily in the e-commerce space. These are the types of businesses that would have a lot of frequently asked questions. They might have a product catalog that they can access, and they want to be able to provide personalized recommendations to people through their Instagram DM. Direct-to-consumer businesses who are using advertising to find new customers will also find a lot of great value when it comes to these Instagram DM bots. The reason for that is because when a person clicks onto your ad, they can actually start up a conversation. And this is the same way that it would work on Facebook Messenger. If you were using a Facebook ad, you can actually have message be the call to action in the ad, which makes it a lot more personalized, a lot more fun and engaging when you can interact with a person in that way, instead of just directing them to your website where they have to do everything on their own. You can also utilize this feature when it comes to posts on your Instagram account. And this is another thing that I think we'll start to see a lot, especially when we're talking about coaches, when we're talking about different businesses that are using things like webinars and are using their Instagram posts in order to get a person to leave a comment, or you might frequently be driving people to send you a DM if they want access to a certain thing that you're providing. You can actually now automate this interaction. So when a person leaves a comment on a specific post that you have this hooked up on, you can actually automatically send them an Instagram direct message with this information. So if you want to drive traffic to a webinar, you could say, comment webinar if you want to get access to the RSVP link for this webinar. Person comments webinar, and then they get a message that says, hey, this is Hillary, I'm hosting an event on April 8th. If you want to RSVP, here's the link. And then you can later engage that same person and say, hey, were you able to register? All of that can be totally automated, which sounds like a really great idea, and I'm personally excited to use it. But of course, with everything, that means that it can be abused. It means that it can be used where it's not very engaging, where people are kind of hitting you up constantly, and where it's just not that great. So this leads me to the risk, the bad. What does this actually mean for users, and is this going to get really annoying? Is this going to be the chatbots that people hate? I sure hope not. But as with anything, you can find a way to make it annoying. You can find a way to be abusing these privileges, to be messaging people constantly, to not really be bringing value into their life, and to be just annoying them with these persistent reminders. Have you signed up for this? Can I give you more information? What do you think about it? These are all the types of messages that you might already receive from certain types of people, but now they're able to dial that up and they can message more people more frequently, however they want. So what this really means is you need to create a strategy. You need to create a reason why you are messaging people. You need to create value in the messages that you are sending to them that are automated. As with any chatbot, you need to create your goal, you need to create your strategy, and you of course need to be utilizing conversation design. You need to make sure that these messages are easy for people to understand, they're engaging, there's not too many of them, they're not too long. There's a lot of best practices that you can follow if you want to create an Instagram chatbot. And you might be saying, I think I'm already getting a lot of these messages already. you might be getting some automated messages from brands, and they might seem like they're a little bit spammy. They might seem like they're not a real person. That's not the exact same thing of what I'm talking about. So this is going to be official messenger bots that you can actually attach to your Instagram profile. It's in a closed beta right now with tools like ManyChat and Mobile Monkey, but it's something that not everyone has access to. So if what you're getting right now is something that seems spammy, this might still be a bot, but it's someone who's actually hacked the system and they just have figured out how to sort of game it so that they're able to spam people and message a ton of people all at once from a bunch of different accounts. That's not what this is. This is something that you can actually create value with. You can actually create a real legitimate reason for your business, for your coaching business, for your small business, for your e-commerce business to be utilizing something like this. And you can use it to your advantage by just putting a little bit of strategy into it. So I keep using this word strategy. I keep talking about the experience, saying that you need to make sure that you're putting value into it, but I just want to talk about one last thing. These chatbots don't know everything. Most likely they're not using natural language understanding, and so they're not able to just be hooked up and just answer every single question that you ever have heard of without you teaching it how to do that. You're going to have to put in what you want a user to be doing, and there might be a chance that a person can get stumped. Keep in mind that this is not AI. This is not something that just is going to solve every single problem without a lot of effort. It is going to take some strategy. So now let's get into the most important thing. What does this actually mean for you? If you are a business owner, I want you to write down and think about what are the things that you do a lot. What are questions that you get all the time? Do you have freebies, or do you have webinars? Do you have coaching programs that you are frequently talking about in your Instagram content, or that you might be advertising to people throughout Instagram or Facebook? Or is it something that you are asking people to leave a comment about, that this might be something where you are driving them to a private one-on-one conversation? So think of these Instagram DM bots as a one-to-many conversation. So you can be having these private messages with people, and you can be using this digital assistant to kind of help you. It's going to be your personal assistant that's automated, that's saying, hey, you wanted this freebie, here's the link to it. And then a few days later saying, hey, how did you enjoy that? It's going to be sort of that drip message conversation that you would be having one-on-one, but this is going to do it for you. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of different ways that you can think about utilizing this in your business, or just utilizing this to help spread your content in a way that is very engaging, in a way that can actually help people and can actually bring value to them. And then for you as a user, what does this mean? It means you're probably gonna start getting a lot more Instagram DMs than you used to be getting. It means that when you're commenting on brands' pages, when you're saving ads, when you're liking and commenting, you might start to get hit up in your DMs. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Of course, it might mean, hey, are you interested in this? Hey, I saw you checking this out a little bit more often, and I'm sure you know the types of businesses I'm talking about. But it might also mean that it makes it more convenient for you to actually get things that you want, to get a personalized answer, and to actually get a response in a timely manner versus being just left on read by a brand. So how do you get started? Are you ready to set up an Instagram DM bot for your brand? Well, not so fast. As I mentioned before, this is something that's currently in a closed beta. And while it was originally announced back in October, we're only now starting to see this rolled out with a very small group of people. But if you are interested, I recommend going to ManyChat.com and actually signing up to be on the waitlist for their closed beta, just trying out their platform and seeing how you can set up different automations, and you can actually get your ideas flowing before you get access to it, so that you know exactly what you want to do once you are off the waitlist and once you have access to this. And I just want to add that I have a lot of different conversation design resources so that you can actually design a bot that will be strategic, that will work for you, that will be easy, and that will leave your customers loving the experience. And so if you want to get access to those, just send me a DM, and I promise a real human person will send you the resources right after this. See you next time.